So there are some common questions, there are some uncommon questions when it comes to the IELTS test. But one question that every student has asked me, and I'm sure you must have asked yourself as well, is how to get a higher band.
This channel is what studying abroad dreams are made of. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon.
I'm sure you relate to this when I asked you this question. So, getting a higher band is not an overnight thing. It takes a little bit of practice, it takes a little bit of doing, it takes a little bit of hard work. But there are certain things that you can do, you can plan and do rather, and get a higher band and make it a reality. So, I'll talk about 5 things today that will help you in getting a higher band. So, the first thing is find a single reliable source. What do I mean by that? Different people have a different way of teaching. There are many good teachers out there too. Do not follow 2 or 3 or maybe more teachers or more sources to get a higher band in your IELTS test. Follow one source at a time. It's okay even if you want to try following 2 people, but that should be at different times. Why do I say that? It's because one person will have a certain way of doing things, the other person will have another way of doing that same thing. And if you're following both of them together, it's not going to help your cause because you're going to get confused. Second thing, be self-aware and set realistic targets. So let's say you are band 5 or 5.5 now. Well, it's a little lower. It's a little lower than what you want, but you want to be a band 7. Do you think you will be able to get to band 7 tomorrow? I would say no. Well, even if you want to, and no matter how badly you want to, you will not be able to get there. So set realistic targets. Let's take an example. Everybody loves cars, good cars, right? So there's a car that is for $100,000, or in Indian currency, it is 75 lakh rupees. Do you think you can just put 75 lakh rupees in the bag, walk into a car showroom and walk out with a car, or maybe drive out with that car? The answer is no 99.99% of the times. What would be a realistic goal? A realistic goal would be to take that car to a loan, approach a bank and take a loan. And even after you are planning to take that car on a loan, you need to see what would be the monthly payment. Is that within your budget? Maybe it's not in your budget now, it will be after some time. So you need to set that plan, that realistic target for your own self. Many people can walk and you will say, I can walk and I have all the money in the world. Not everybody does. And even if you do, would you really walk in with 75 lakh rupees into a showroom? Cash? Well, I doubt you would. So keep a realistic target. Identify your problem areas. So there is a very good saying, if you keep doing what you have been doing, you will keep getting what you have been getting. So if you want to change what you've been getting, you will have to change what you have to do. So if you make a mistake, there's a particular question type that you have a problem with, and every time that question comes into your practice test, you make a blunder. And you say, okay, what I will do is, I will keep practicing. I will do 10, 15, 20, maybe even 25 test papers. I'll keep doing that question type. I will begin to understand what that question is, and one fine day I will get there. The answer is no, that's not going to happen. You need to understand what is the error. If that question type is a problem for you, why is it a problem? You need to figure that out. You need to see what are your weak areas. What is the reason that you end up answering that particular question type incorrectly? Once you figure that out, work on that, and then it will change. Then you will start doing well on that question type. Not by just doing it multiple times without knowing what needs to be changed, what you have been doing. Okay, so that's very important. Another very important thing, there are no shortcuts. There are just no shortcuts. So I know what everyone loves hearing, and even I have liked it to an extent back in the day. What is the best way? What is the shortcut tip overnight I have these certain things that I can do and I will do well and I'll jump from a band 5 to a band 8. That's not going to happen. There are no shortcuts. There is only one way, the right way of doing it. So if you want to score well on your IELTS test, you need to know what the test entails. You need to know each section in detail. Each section has certain question types. What are the marking criteria? If you know the test well, I don't think anybody can stop you from getting a higher band. But if you just think that there will be certain tips from somewhere that you will get, like cheating on an exam, well, that kind of cheating doesn't work here, because this is not something that is a syllabus that you can study and you can write a chit and slip it in and you can do well on this test. This is a test of your English level. If you are at a band 5, it doesn't mean you got 5 out of 9 marks. It is telling you that the highest scale for you to be at in your English level proficiency is 9 and you are at 5. So to go to 5.5 and 6, you need to improve your English. Your English is 5 out of 9. It's not an exam that way, as many people think that that is, okay? And last but not the least, have a systematic study plan. So you must have heard, some people understand some things in the snap of a finger, and some people take a lot of time to understand that same thing. So to each his own. What you need to do is you need to figure out how you need to approach the test. Set a realistic goal, a realistic study plan. If you can allocate 1 hour every day, do that. If you can give it 2 hours every day, do that. But I will tell you, don't sit down 1 week before the test, sit down for 12 hours a day and do those 84 hours in a week. Don't do that, because that's not going to help you. Make a systematic study plan, make it realistic, make it consistent. Go by these steps that I've asked you to go by and see how it makes a difference in your life when it comes to the IELTS test. That's what you need to do.